It's Nolan. Now, before we get started, make sure y'all hitting that like button. Make sure y'all sharing it on your respective platforms. Let somebody know what we're doing today. Now, let's get into the show. Yeah. Had to break away, I'm back home. I know the people miss a nigga, feel that shit in my bones, but fuck it. Life is a finite experience. Fine dining, refusing to take this time too serious. I was hustling delirious, niggas acting nefarious. Sweet them out, clean them out the inner circle. My journals is leaking out. I tell my truth on records. Do it myself, it ain't no co-defendants. Killing all these niggas, no mask, cause bitch, I'm photogenic. These my Chaucerisms, sharp as a prism. My bars like a prison, honor and wisdom, all that I'm drenched in. Phone calls talking about business, I'm optimistic, even though I gave my ass to kiss. I don't fuck with the system, I'm my own man. Run a program without the clock, confident. Anything your faves dropping, I could top. Now they label me a hater like I'm supposed to be heard. I wear my heart up on my sleeve like it's sewn in my shirt. You swear you're hot, but your flow is just burnt. They say my head getting big, I just told her it's girth, focused on work. If I thought about that criticism, I'd be on a different mission. I'm trying to find the definition of my premonitions. A crash course like collision, dog, I went the distance. My hood full of chicken spots, niggas keep the biscuits. They spilling tea up on a nigga, let it be hibiscus. That bullshit, I stay above it like a flying nimbus. Orion's image, I'm shining with higher limits. Competition coming my way, you know I am winning like the slang in London. I am in it, risk cryogenic, that's frozen. Chosen by hoes that want my chiro in them. Role model, I'm rolling with models, y'all was printing. Load hollows for these fuck niggas y'all been sending. I pray to God I never had to hit that throttle with them. I want my cash multiplying, this is not addition. What's going on, beautiful people? It's the kid J Nolan here. Welcome back to another episode of Inside the Industry, your number one source for music, entertainment, commentary, and breakdowns. Hope everyone's doing well out there this evening. In this video, we're going to be getting into Dame Dash finally coming out and speaking on behalf of himself. Y'all know Dame Dash has been going through financial turmoil all year. You know what I'm saying? He lost his stake in Rockefeller for little or nothing. He's also got active judgments against him for over $800,000 to filmmakers that need money from things that he took. I guess a project that they worked on together that he tried to put out on his own without cluing them in. He's got some very deep tax issues. You know, he's in collections. And there hasn't been much positive news to come out about Dame Dash as of recent. They claimed that he was going to be losing his film studio where he was doing his podcast, America New, and all of that type of stuff. He's got a new interview out with The Art of Dialogue in which he tries to debunk some of those things. He goes directly at Ray Daniels, who was one of the people that came out on camera and said, you know, when he sees Dame Dash going through his issues, he wishes that Jay-Z would reach out to him, throw him a bone, and just put some money in his pocket to help him try to break even or whatever the case may be. It was also discussed on the Joe Budden podcast, kind of the same sentiment, although Dame didn't speak about them at all. He really took issue with Ray Daniels in particular. So we're going to pull that up in just a moment and get into Dame Dash's response to all of the stuff surrounding his name and people out there that are saying that Jay-Z needs to look out for him. He detests that theory. He says, fuck that shit. He says, I got away from making money with dude years ago. Why would I want his money now? Which is what I expected for Dame Dash to say because he's a very prideful person. Okay? Now, at the top of this clip, he is actually receiving a call from one of his business partners because his business partner is seeing on the blog somewhere that he's been arrested. He's like, how have I been arrested if I'm sitting here doing an interview, having a conversation with you on my phone? Right? So he kind of takes a second to address misinformation that gets put out through blogs, internet, and, different platforms that put out false stories for clicks and views. So he also gets into a bit of that as well. All right.
But to a breaking Dame Dash arrested. Wow.
I'm trying to find your thing. I don't know how to.
That got me looking like. Pause. That don't look like me. But that's not me. But you know, I think I'm in the algorithm, so they just make shit up to go viral. But I'm just sitting on the ranch working, bro. And I'm
All
doing
right,
here.
thank God.
Here, let me show you. Look, let me show you. Let me show you what I'm doing. So why don't you send him back a picture of me like this? I'm on the run. I guess I'm on the run right now. Hold on.
This is on the. This is supposedly on the news that he got this. He doesn't.
Does that look like the news to you,
I don't know.
Todd? Come on.
It's a. I mean, it's.
That's an AI. But either way, you're on the phone with me now, so you know I'm not arrested, right?
Right, I know. I know.
Yeah, I'm FaceTiming you so you can see. So, you can see me?
I can't tell that's you. I don't know who that is.
Yeah.
It's goddamn Bandito. Who the fuck is this? I don't know. That's you. Why you got your whole face covered? Now, if you go to the comments on this video, my God. They like that. Now they know Dame Dash know good and well he got that goddamn bandana over his face because he couldn't find his teeth. I said, oh, shit. Damn, son. Let's get back to it.
But you hear me talking. So yeah, they arrested a dope lagger, but I don't know why. What's the charge? Doppelganger, whatever you call that. But you know, it's crazy because you know you're a person I do business with, and this could potentially scare you to do business. Like let's say you just called me and said, Dane, I can't work with you anymore because of all of this bad press that's not true. I would have a lawsuit because I just lost money because of that. And that's a lot of what my life is. You understand what I mean? So I'm doing an interview right now, and it's like the problem is I run my family's office, and that's it. I don't do anything but run my family's office, but I don't get paid for that. But anyway, I am on live TV right now. Look, but I just wanted to pick your call up. I'm sure it was real. But that other thing we talked about, that we've been talking about, we're still good?
Yeah, I should have the documents back in a couple days.
Cool.
Yeah.
Thank you, bro. I'm going to call you after this interview.
All right, bye.
All right. So what you just saw is someone I do real business with. Here you go, Nicolette. And they just said the FBI picked me up. And I'm sitting on a ranch doing an interview, shooting my gun on the ranch. So, it's like I could have, just based on the false narrative, like, when I hear and read like they're taking my house, they're taking my movie studio. When I hear guys like Ray Daniels say that, Jay should give me money, I don't look at that as a compliment. I look at it as people, because if someone's going to like bring attention and say, I need help, then they should help themselves. I just feel like it's throwing a jab to bring awareness to people's perception of me needing help. And I think the world, for some reason, or some people in this world, have the desire to have a visual of me really uncomfortable. And I just, unfortunately for them, I haven't been able to provide that for them. So they start to make up visuals that don't exist. But, I think if I was petty and I look at the amount of lawsuits and exactly for what I got sued for, I do think I have causes of action for a lot of people that have said false things. So every radio station that said that I got to sell my house, everybody that did an interview saying that someone should help me, like, again, you would think, like, what would you prefer to be worried about? A RICO or a repo? You understand what I'm saying? Like, a RICO or a repo, all they worried about with me is
I would think most people would rather not deal with either. Okay. But respectfully to Dame, I mean, hey, if something gets repoed, you can get back out. You could get back out on your muscle, hustle it up, lose it all, regain it all back. You know what I'm saying? And that's one of the mantras of Dame Dash, where he says, hey, I'll go through it. I lost money, make money. It doesn't fucking matter to me. That's his way. He's a hustler, right? He had the TV show The Ultimate Hustler, so that's all he's lived by is I know how to get it. I could get it again. If I lose it all, I could get it again. So we're just gonna have to see how things play out for him. But he says, would you rather a Rico or a repo? I don't want neither, But Orico, yeah, that is excessive.
It's a repo that's never happened. And, you know, no one really celebrates my life or my lifestyle or how close I am to my family. You know, my daughter is on a show on Bravo. It's top 10 on Peacock. It's called Next Gen. And it's the only platform that showcases the real relationship between me and my daughter and that celebrates that I'm really a healthy father in hip hop. And in this moment that you would think that there's such a bad perception of hip hop, why wouldn't you show the good parts of hip hop? And why would it be our people that are the ones that continue to showcase the things that make us look bad to the rest of the world?
Now, I'm not gonna lie, this is the first time I've ever heard of the show with his daughter on it, but that actually gives me it makes me want to actually check it out and see what it's all about, right? Because I had no idea. I don't watch what do you say, Bravo or Peacock, whatever it is, Bravo. That's not my vibe, but I would look into it just because he said his daughter is on there and it shows the dynamic with him and his kid. I would watch something like that, especially as a father now. Like, I do like to see wholesome stories about dads being active in their kids' lives. Like, nothing infuriates me more than inactive fathers.
So why wouldn't we say Dame's daughter is on a hit TV show taking care of herself amongst a bunch of
And I meant infuriates, not invigorates.
Nepo babies, and she's a supermodel, and she hasn't had to play herself to take care of herself, and that celebrating our relationship as me and her, me being a father and being able to advise the family office and how much my family is thriving. You know, not to compare my family to others, but like every mother of every one of my children, they all own houses. All my kids go to college paid. So again, you know, if you're gonna talk, number one, don't feel sorry for me ever unless you got a couple of houses. Unless you got a couple of houses, don't even worry about your own. I would think it would be better. But I think the real wealth is the relationship and the love that you see amongst my family. You've watched me go through up and downs, but at the end of the day, I raised really good kids that are now good adults. And I'm not in any of the issues that most of my counterparts are in. The accusations for me is, oh, he mismanages finances because the government taxes, which no one I know has paid over, 10, $20 million in taxes. So unless someone's paid 10, $20 million in taxes, you can't judge a man for having 10 or $20 million in taxes. Unless you've been sued for 800,000 or you lost 4 trials for 800,000, you can't say a man.
I see where you was trying to go. I fuck with you, Dane. I looked up to you growing up. But I mean, number one, a tax professional would judge you for having 10, $20 million in taxes. Hey man, if we ran your story about JT the Pocket Watcher, you think he gonna be like, this is normal? Even for someone, as wealthy or as that's accumulated as much money in a lifetime as you have, you think JT gonna say this is normal to owe 15, 20 million in taxes? No. But I get where he's trying to go. He's saying, unless you've done the things that I've done in my life and accomplished what I accomplished in my life and have seen the types of valleys and peaks that I have in my life, you really can't speak on how things are supposed to go because you have not sat in this seat, right? That's why he said before, unless you have 3, 4 houses, you can't talk about what I got going on, right? Because he does have multiple properties. I don't believe they're in his name, they're in his wife's name, but nonetheless, it's in his family. They're married.
Mismanaged his finances or his business acumen should be compromised because they're not getting paid. And it's not intentional. It's just, unfortunately, I haven't been focused on me for the last 10 years. I don't own anything, but my family's doing all right. But those calls are silly, but they're daily of stupid shit. I know I'm in the algorithm and it's cool. It doesn't really bother me, but I do want people to at least learn from my business acumen. Don't make my heaven look like hell because you're in hell.
I hear you. So you have an issue with the narrative that people is pushing, saying that Jay he need to help you out and give you some money.
That was corny. What should he give me money for? Like, when did I ask for him to give me any money? And why do I need any money from Jay-Z? I've been not trying to get no money with him, so why would I want to start getting money with him now? Not all money is good money to me. But like, why would I? Why? Because there's a lawsuit for 800 grand, and because I owe 20 million in taxes. Like I said, until you pay 20 million in taxes, don't feel sorry for me. And if you do feel sorry, enough.
Now, I hope Dame is at least on a payment plan, cause they be trying to lock niggas the fuck up out this bitch. You know what I'm saying? Over them taxes, delinquent. So I hope he's at least pouring something into that motherfucker to, you know, ensure his freedom. But I understand you don't want Jay's money, and that's cool. I don't think you should get Jay's money. You know what I mean? Y'all relationship has been severed many years ago. Seems like that there's no coming back from that. But I don't know if this is the right way to go about your situation at this current moment. I know he's on the defense, but I'd rather not speak at all than to come out and speak in this fashion personally, especially not covering my whole face while I'm doing it.
Say another man should send me something, Ray Daniels, because you my man, but you never called me and said, Damon, you all right.
Now that is an interesting piece. All right. So he says, Ray Daniels specifically, you out here saying you feel sorry for me, you feel bad, you hate to see me going through my shit. Jay-Z should help that man out. But you actually know me. I've actually been on your podcast. We've had multiple conversations. You supposed to be a homie of mine. But when did you tap in and say, yo, Dane, what's good? You straight? You need something? You didn't even do that. So why would you put that responsibility on Jay-Z when you ain't even thinking about me, other than when you're coming up with podcast topics? That part I think is extremely fair.
Do you need anything? None of the people that have vocalized that another man, and to me, again, that whole conversation has been feminine. But if you're going to say some shit like that, you should have actually done something to help the problem. But I never got the call from Ray saying, do you need anything? And anyone else that I've ever given, paid a bill, paid their rent, paid their college, any dollar, not one person, and I don't want them to, because they know I'm all right. But not one person has called and said, yo, could I send you something to help? But I don't need the help. But if you're going to talk about it, be about it. But to me, that's just a jab when you tell and promote a false narrative and say that I'm in such a bad place that another dude should help me and that my tail's in between my legs to the extent because of a lawsuit that I would actually take that money. I'm a man. I don't want nobody to give me nothing but the opportunity to do what I got to do. And I don't see no opportunity. I don't want to perform for the Super Bowl. I'm not all right with the NFL. I'm still mad it ain't no black owners. We went from kneeling to being happy when we could perform for them. That wasn't what I was about. I was about ownership of our own league and taking pride in that. I'm not a court jester for everybody else to get good ratings. I know what we're being used for, and I'm not cool with that. So it's a big deal is to jump on a stage for a bunch of white owners? No, that's embarrassing to me. It's a spectacle. They're laughing at us. Like being patted on the back by another culture is not how I judge my success. Only person that has the audacity to pat me on my back is my family. And they better, I'd be like, you better chill out. I don't want no pats on the back. I don't play that. I'm not in the patty pat club on no level.
They do say pride cometh before the fall. That's all I can say about that. That last piece there was interesting. Nonetheless, I can't determine what Dame Dash's life is gonna look like for his remaining years. So I mean, I wish him all the best. I don't want to see him down on his luck. I don't want to see him, lose whatever he does have or whatever his family has in their, in their possession. I don't want to see him down at all, right? Regardless of his relationship with Jay-Z or his relationship with anyone for that matter. For everything that he helped contribute into the wheel of inspiration for me. Like, I don't want to see the nigga fucked up at all. Unless he do something fucked up by someone else, then I say, hey, karma may come back and get you. But I will say this, though. The way you talked about Jay during that whole lawsuit situation when it was on him, and the way you refused to even acknowledge that you was actually with him to try to absolve yourself of being in certain locations when there's photos of you with Jay on the night of the VMAs when the accused came about. That wasn't honorable. That wasn't okay. Like, at bare minimum, you could have said, hey, I don't fuck with that nigga today, but I think I was with him and ain't no fucking way that could have happened like that. But he was out here saying, well, shit, I don't know, man. Maybe, I don't know, but that's crazy, man. I wasn't nowhere to be found. And then people found photos. Like that, I think is corny. I think that's whack. I think that's fucked up. And for lawsuits to come and swoopity-doopity ever since then, I don't know. But outside of that, I don't want to see homie down. I don't want to see homie going through any distress. The work he put in the 90s, early 2000s, even the shit he did in the 80s, provided enough inspiration to, come on, man, that's Dame fucking Dash. But he gotta see that Dame fucking Dash is not a superhero, and that, might need to, I don't want to say humble himself, but just, reshape a little bit of his worldview. Just a little bit. Because if your family can't even pat you on the back and give you love for what it is that you do for them without you feeling some type of way or feeling some tightness in your stomach, I think that's a bit much among family. But let me know what y'all think of all this down below in the comments. Be sure to like and share the video. If this is your first time seeing me on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Let me know what y'all think of him calling out Ray Daniels as well. Because I do think Ray Daniels should have reached out. Ray Daniels should have offered him something if he was going to be out here talking about somebody he personally knows, has personally had conversations with, probably made a little bit of money with, or at least bare minimum he's making money off him, and y'all are cool, to say, shit, man, when I talk about you, let me slide you some of the bread I'm making off of these videos, at least. If you know the nigga and you care about him. But again, let me know what y'all think. I'll catch y'all later. Peace. King of my city and cul-de-sac. Coming out swinging like soldier rag. Leading my people like quarterback. But I study this shit, I'm an almanac. Had to get up and grind. Knowledge is booming, I'm here to apply. Came with the chip and the dip, it just single the mind. We finna do more than survive. I need my check. Spinning the block for the Gouda. We hitting the jeweler to flood out the net. We don't do beef for computers, I'm straight out the sewer. We come when you rest. Niggas be looking perplexed, so keeping my foot on their neck. No map, I trust my gut for the quest. But drama, I'm fully abreast. I was ready for years and they doubted me. All of a sudden they tell me they proud of me. I've been dropping these haters like calories. Cross them out, I came back with some boundaries. Stand for my honor, but too raw, no corner. Packing the stick with a drummer. Wanna catch my bad, won't fumble. I done came too far to be humble.